And Mike Barnicle, again, if you're just looking at this ideologically out there, you're going to expect, especially after such a heated campaign, you're going to expect that nothing gets done. But the fact is, Nancy Pelosi immediately said, along with Chuck Schumer and others, hey, you know what? I think we can work on an infrastructure bill together. Donald Trump also talking about infrastructure. And Nancy Pelosi said, as President-elect Trump indicated, investing in infrastructure is an important priority of his. I had somebody, Mike, say, oh, so now the Republicans want to do infrastructure because now there's a Republican as president. That's somebody that just doesn't understand. Donald Trump has been a Democrat his entire life. Donald Trump is not going to fight for the things that I fought for, which is entitlement reform, balance, but he wants to be a
maybe some of them
president. No, I'm just saying he wants to be president. He's not going to be sitting there looking at decimal points and how the budget's going to balance 25 years from now. Yes, there are going to be a lot of things where he and Pelosi are going to have more in common than, say, he and Pat Toomey.
Well, first of all, Joe, the country was owed what happened yesterday, this peaceful transition, the acknowledgements from President Obama, Speaker Pelosi, Donald Trump in the early morning hours yesterday, speaking more humanely and more soberly about the job that he is about to take over. I don't think in history we could look at history and never see a time when a peaceful transition was more necessary and needed to be spoken about publicly by the people involved in it. With regard to his potential program, with regard to cutting regulations, and Steve just alluded to, the stock market having a fairly healthy day, actually a very healthy day. I can't recall, we always talk about the first 100 days of an administration. I can't recall a time in the last 40 to 50 years of presidencies when the first 100 days is going to be more instrumental in setting a course for a presidency than Donald Trump's first 100 days, because he has, first of all, for the first time in history, he has Mitch McConnell actually smiling and meaning it. He has the Republicans in control of the House and the Republicans in control of the White House.
You also have, Mike, something, I know this will be a shock to editors at the New York Times, but it shouldn't be. You'll actually have Donald Trump, a Republican president, talking to a minority leader in Chuck Schumer and a Democratic minority leader, Nancy Pelosi, who understand each other culturally. And I know that will shock a lot of people, but they have been around each other for years. Donald has, I think, given checks to both.
Has that ever happened? A president's given to the minority leaders?
No, because you've never had somebody get a Democrat their entire life and then decide 3 years before he runs for president.